On Talk About this morning, Gerald Harrington will talk about young blacks preparing themselves for careers on Wall Street.
On the trading floor, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of securities are bought and sold every day. These are the middlemen called traders. Some of them earn more than $200,000 a year. Most of them are intelligent, aggressive, male, and white. Of the 70 traders on this floor, only one is female, only 2 are black. They're in a program designed to expose minorities to investment banking. The program is called Sponsors for Educational Opportunity.
In 1980, we started the career program for highly talented college students. The program provided opportunities to young people of color in investment banking to help diversify an industry and to use investment banking as a model to create other programs over the years.
Vernon Outlaw, a senior at Columbia University and captain of the basketball team, wants to turn pro in investment banking.
One of my concerns is probably with a long-term picture of a black man entering a business which, as you say, has been in the past a white man's business.
I was in the original career program class in the summer of 1980. Mike launched the career program with the support of John Whitehead, co-chairman of Goldman Sachs. Mike and John then worked to bring on Bob Baldwin, chairman of Morgan Stanley, George Shin, chairman of First Boston, and John Goodfriend, chairman of Solomon Brothers.
The reason why it was important to have the leaders of these investment banking firms involved in the program is it's a tone from the top. And it would make everyone within the institution realize they were going to have to work with the SEO program.
This was a lot of meeting with leaders in these different industries to convince them to diversify their workforce with intellectual capital that was going to come with new and different ways of doing things. Michael was successful in getting people to open those doors, create more opportunity, and then also to get them to invest in SEO.
The main message that we heard, especially since the program was in its infancy, was do a good job. Hopefully they will hire you, but more importantly, you better preserve that seat for the person coming next summer.
It was sort of interesting how we were received. I mean, let's face it, there were very few people of color in the industry. And so when we showed up on the trading desk and in the finance departments, people noticed us. You know, there were some stares occasionally. There were people asking, why are you here? That sort of thing. And so you definitely had the sense of being a pioneer, but you also knew that you were in the middle of something that mattered.
That's so much of what SEO helped to shift to, is to get credibility for people who didn't look or have the country club background, to be able to help those people get access to have these kinds of jobs and be successful.
I remember when I started, I didn't even know those opportunities existed. And SEO really showed me what could exist.
In the 90s, Wall Street was expanding. SEO was there at the right place at the right time and enabled young, hungry, and talented people of diverse backgrounds to be part of that space that opened up.
I think every person of color in my analyst class came through SEO. And it made me wonder, would any of us be here if there were no SEO? And I think the answer to that was pretty clear.
As the career program grew in size and effectiveness, SEO began introducing students from colleges where our banking partners did not recruit, because they knew that we were able to spot talent that could be successful in these ultra-competitive environments.
What Wall Street has benefited from is this increased pool of talent. And I think SEO, keeping very high standards, has been able to deliver.
The quality and caliber of the talent that the program has nurtured is remarkable.
You visibly see the difference in every boardroom of every bank on Wall Street, of every law firm on Wall Street that has been impacted by SEO.
SEO is the gold standard. SEO has the history of identifying and training the best talent, and they care and nurture and they invest.
Diversity in the workplace is so important. These career interns, they're bringing with them a totally different background, different thinking, and that's invaluable.
I think now it's easy to look back and say, well, of course, every minority's got a shot at an internship and has a shot at the job, but 40 years ago, that was a progressive idea that people didn't subscribe to.
SEO was the only way I could get a job on the street. And now there are lots of paths to get jobs on Wall Street, but ultimately that all started with SEO.
I truly believe that my success personally has really been driven by SEO.
I started out in the entire industry because of SEO, and when I look at the last 22 years of my career, it really wouldn't have happened without SEO.
Everything that I am as a professional today was because of SEO.
SEO's impact on the industries and the world and the U.S. economy and the companies it serves is really a sort of a magnification of what sort of impact it has on someone's life like mine or the other thousands of folks who've gone through SEO.
To be part of SEO Career means to represent something that's more than yourself.
Clearly, the industries that SEO serves have already been transformed in terms of the influx of diverse talent.
When you give bright young people some training and give them access, great things can happen. And that's why so many SEO alumni are spread across Wall Street.
It's essential that in the world of finance, we continue to provide opportunities for more diverse women, minorities to be part of the industry, and SEO just builds the perfect bridge for that.
Wall Street might be a kinder, gentler place. It still is not diverse enough to reflect the population in the country. So while we may have penetrated some of the entry levels, we are still far from being at the top levels. And when you start seeing more women and people of color in those positions, then you know that SEO is no longer needed. Until then, we need it more than ever.
People like us, we don't have the opportunity to shine. We have no social capital. And if you're one of those people, what are you waiting for? You need to be part of SEO because SEO will really provide you with a chance